What's up, guys? So I'm coming on here today to talk about my experience in Finland, playing professionally almost 2 years ago. Time flies. Actually, I was there 2 years ago. It was an amazing experience, minus tearing my hamstring at the end of it. But I wanted to talk about it, one, because a lot of my followers on any type of social media haven't really seen much about soccer since it's been so long, and I'm hoping to try and get back into it, at least semi-pro. Maybe something professionally will work out, who knows. But yeah, I feel like I never really talked about it, and anyone that wasn't following me at the time, that stuff's all kind of disappeared. So I graduated from USD May of 2019, and I went out to Finland. I got there July 1st, I'm pretty sure. And then I couldn't play my first game for like a week. So while I was there, I played a total of technically 5 games, and then I tore my hamstring 20 minutes into the 6th game. So I got there for the second third of the season, and the team I played for, ONS, I'm wearing their shirt, they're from Oulu. They weren't doing so hot at that point in the season. They were second to last. They were on a 6-game losing streak and no goal streak, and then just having a rough time. So my first game with them, we played away. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that game was in Tampere. And apparently they've never haven't beat this team away as long as the owner had been there, or the manager, and he'd been there for like over 10 years. So I got there, and that was my first game, away game, took a train, and we won 4-2. I scored the first goal, and I got an assist on, I think, the third goal, and it just kind of opened the floodgates for the team. I think it was their first win, first goals in 6 games, so I think it kind of it changed the momentum. And we all kind of just clicked really quickly. In the 5 full games I played, I had 6 goals and 2 assists. I think I got player of the game twice. And it was just a really awesome experience, honestly. And it was really cool being there because the styles of soccer in the US, and I don't know about in Europe in general, but especially in Finland, were very different. Finland was all about skills, technical, and things like that, really passing, moving the ball. In the US, we are a lot more physical than they are at, so I will say, like, we honestly beat the crap. I'm gonna somewhat censor this, beat the crap out of each other. And there it was very clear who was from Finland and who wasn't. Because typically, not all the time, you had some aggressive Finnish players, but typically, like, we were some of the more aggressive players, like purposely going in tackles and hitting people and stuff like that. And it was an awesome experience. It was cool meeting everybody. Everyone was super awesome and nice and welcoming. I will say the one thing that was difficult, which I've heard is pretty common in playing overseas, is that the coach basically didn't speak English, spoke like this much English. So either the manager or the players were translating for us, but if things are moving quickly, sometimes it's a little difficult. So I learned like 5 Finnish words. That is a difficult language to learn, but it was fun, and you kind of just catch on. I mean, it's soccer. It's not that you're speaking to each other, but it's not that complicated with directions on what you're doing and whatnot. But yeah, super important thing to know if you're playing overseas. I don't know how the US is with other countries, but with Finland, they have an agreement, so there's no taxes. So even though I didn't make a lot, any money I made was mine. There were no taxes. I didn't come back and have to get taxed on a claim or anything. So that was really cool. What is interesting there is 2 interesting things. One, everyone eats everything with a fork and knife. Pizza, burgers, sandwiches. From what I saw, almost everybody ate that way. The pizzas don't even come cut. that threw me off after the first game. So I just started ripping it apart because I'm not using a fork and knife. And the other thing was at the grocery stores, they almost have no bulk things. So I was going to the grocery store almost every day, which I didn't mind. You ride your bike everywhere. They have special like roads for bikes that's like totally separate from the road, so it's really cool. We rode our bike 20 minutes to and from practice, which got tiring. You got used to eventually. Store was like 5 minutes away, but yeah, they had like almost nothing in bulk. So you kind of just went every day, every other day, which was like, sounds like a pain, but was kind of nice. There was a rhythm, and I mean, with nothing else to do, it kind of kept me occupied. The house that we were living at, the managers, it was super cool. It was like a 2-minute bike ride from a really pretty lake with a beach. It was, I will not say it was warm there in the summertime. Maybe 4 days worth of like 80-degree weather, and the rest of the time I would say it's probably like 60s, maybe got up to 70. But everyone was like still out there tanning every day. Socialism, they work, but they get plenty of time to themselves. I mean, it was really cool going to a park on a Wednesday in the middle of the day, and there are just tons of families, mom and dad with the kids, because things are just different there. And it kind of changed my perspective on things. Not changed, because I already kind of like that perspective of life, but it definitely showed me more than I even knew. What else? My goodness, it was just such an awesome experience, really. They definitely put more emphasis on the soccer side than the fitness side of soccer, which sounds ridiculous to anyone that doesn't play soccer. But in the US, it's all about fitness, running, cardio, being in like the best shape of your life so you can run for like hours and hours. And then there's soccer. And what was cool there is we had one day that was fitness day, and quite honestly, to me, not to be rude, but it was laughable in regards to the fitness I've been exposed to here in the US, between college, youth, pro training, everything. It just didn't compare. It was a lot different. And I will say we are very fortunate here in the US for the physical therapy, personal training, things that we have and how advanced it is. It's not quite as available or affordable there from what I experienced. But I'm trying to think of, I miss some of the people there. I definitely do. And it was such an awesome experience. It definitely sucked tearing my hamstring in that 6th game. It was our last game of season. And yeah, basically like 20 minutes in, out of nowhere, like I said, we didn't have access to physical therapy the way we do here in the US. So I had a lot of really bad injuries building up that I wasn't really taking care of. I tore the crap out of my ankle in a game. Like, I thought that it shattered. I felt everything. And I continued playing in the game, came off, looked at it, it was black. I had, I don't know what I tore exactly in it, but I had sprained, torn, whatever on every side, both sides and the front. So it sucked because there was no stable side to kind of compensate on. So I put an ankle brace on for the last, I think 2 games after that. But I had that, I had muscles that were kind of pulling and aching, and things like that. So I think when it came to that game, we were playing on a really muddy, terrible field. Everyone knows that that's the worst field, and it must have just been too much. And I was literally running, no contact, no nothing. I was actually probably on my way to score a goal, and I stepped and it popped. Like, it literally felt like that. Tried to step again in like the middle of my run, and that's when I went down. I had to get stretchered off into the locker room, had my leg all up for the rest of the first half, and then I like crutched out for the second half, but that was really painful because I literally couldn't do anything with that leg. I've had lots of breaks and ankle tears and things like that, but that was probably one of the most painful injuries I've had. But yeah, I mean, went to the doctor, got it checked out, all that fun stuff. And then I had to stay for another 2 weeks before I could fly home because I needed to be able to walk. Yeah, that was sucky 2 weeks. Just lying in bed and like crawling around the house. That was boring. But overall, it was an amazing experience. If anybody's watching this that is a youth college soccer player, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, if you can get on a pro team in the US, which is now what I'm maybe trying to do, awesome, go for it. I trained with Washington Reign. They used to be Seattle Reign. And that was an amazing experience. But going overseas, obviously everyone wants to travel, but playing there and really getting into like that culture, the people, the sport there, I'd recommend it to anybody that is considering it. It was an amazing experience. I will be honest and say the level of play professionally in Finland wasn't high enough in my opinion. I mean, of course, it's always fun to go and be like one of the best, you know, not to like brag or anything, but like it's a cool experience, but like you also want to go and you kind of want to get the crap beat out of you. You want to kind of be like, oh, I'm like mediocre on this team. Like, let me see if I can like be the best. Have people like help you grow and things like that. So that's why I was really excited when I signed to go to Spain in September of 2020, but COVID said otherwise. And that kind of put me in my little lull, and break from playing, which has been a lot of, growth and development physically, mentally, and all these aspects. And it kind of refreshed my excitement to play and love of the game again. You know, after 17 years, now 18 years of just basically playing nonstop, that break was definitely enjoyable, and allowed me to kind of explore different things that I hadn't before. You know, I did some modeling when I was playing, but being able to like really get into that, and other facets, really getting into the gym, looking at maybe doing bodybuilding, still might, who knows. But overall, that experience in Finland was unforgettable. I mean, the people I met, both on my women's team and the guys on the men's team, everyone was just super amazing. Honking horns. And you would think there'd be a language barrier, but Europe is above us in languages. Almost everyone there is fluent, except the coach. The older you get in the generations, the less they know English, depending on their job, because they maybe forget it or don't need it. But people my age, everyone's basically fluent, and that was really cool to see. When I was there, it was daylight for 24/7 for like probably the first month I was there, and then the sun started to set for like maybe an hour or two at night. So that took getting used to. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about for it, just kind of rambling. But if anyone has any questions, or anything about my experience there, comment below for sure. I will be looking at those and responding. And I definitely will be coming out with more vlogs in the soccer world, talking about, you know, how to go from high school youth soccer to college to pro, etc., and share as much knowledge as I have. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling vlog about my experience in Finland, playing professionally. And I hope you guys stick around and see if maybe I play again professionally one day. But hope you guys have a great day, night, whatever it is for you. And yeah, bye guys.